Hi, this is Georgina Villasenor-Lee. Welcome to my Week 2 multimedia presentation on ethics theories. So as we've been tasked, this presentation will cover St. Thomas Aquinas' natural law theory, followed by Immanuel Kant's categorical imperatives, then moving on to Bentham's and Mill's utilitarianism, and then lastly, Thomas Hobbes' contractionism. And then I will close out the presentation. The natural law theory, as we've learned, was created by St. Thomas Aquinas. I actually grew up Catholic, so I'm very familiar with this specific picture of him. And what we know is that through this theory, it's said that God provided us with the tools to be able to basically discern between right and wrong, to have good judgment. And as such, our instincts show us that there are 7 basic goods, starting off with life, or our ability to basically survive, our survival instinct. Then we also have the basic good of reproducing, moving on to educating our offspring through school education and just life lessons, primarily, through our parents. Naturally, as well, we seek God. We will also want to live in society with others or the community, get to know other people. Avoid offense, so avoid doing what is known to be wrong, like getting arrested or making decisions that would then get us in trouble. And then also the last one, shun ignorance, or also just naturally we want to know about things. We are inquisitive, we like to learn. And so these are the 7 basic goods under the natural law theory. Moving on to Kantianism, the idea here is that one sticks to its moral rule book regardless of the circumstances, who it is that you're dealing with. There are absolutely no exceptions, especially when it comes to yourself. So you follow your morals and you follow them regardless of your desires and the situation that's at hand. So in general, what I can think of as public administrators, people with supervisory responsibility or managerial responsibility with oversight over employees, this would be a perfect example where you would treat people equally. And also in my profession in human resources, the same thing would apply. You basically practice what you preach. A specific example I can think of is when it comes to law enforcement. This, of course, I think would also apply. Several years ago, working for the city of Riverside, there was a situation where the chief of police was pulled over for a DUI, and it caused a huge media outlet and debacle. So I'm sure the police officer who was tasked with pulling him over had to make that ethical decision and treat him just like anyone else. Utilitarianism focuses on maximizing utility. It really focuses on the results or the consequences of the action that's being considered. So the idea here is to produce the most happiness or the greatest good for the greatest number of people in the group, or we can say in the community. So the example when it comes to public administration that I can think of applies more so to the political side. So when we talk about council members or board members who are creating policy for the greater good of the community. So perhaps a welfare program, a new welfare program that's being developed or considered because there's an issue or a need when it comes to poverty. Contractionism focuses on the idea that people are free, they're rational, they're self-interested, but they realize that there's actually more benefit when they cooperate, and this can be done usually through implied contracts, but there's an understanding that you're entering into this contract, that there's no self-interest, and this can at times change, but along with that, the morality will change. So the idea here is that people will naturally want some sort of cooperation and contract when it comes to making an ethical decision and morality. And there you have it. Ethics theories in week 2. I hope you have a blessed week.